I'm Kerry George with CIBN Connect, which you can find on YouTube by going to CIBN TV, or you can find us on our website at thecibn.com. Totally excited to be here today. We're going to be talking about sponsorship and about why one would want to sponsor CIBN Connect and what kind of advantages you would get from doing that. And to help me in the conversation today, I have brought with me two awesome friends. So this is Wendy Kraft and Cheryl Erickson, both with us today. And I'm going to, actually, you know what? I'm going to let them take it away. Let's start with, both of them were members before they were doing anything for us at CIBN Connect. So Cheryl, why don't you take it away and tell everybody about the kind of business that you have and why are you involved with CIBN?
Okay, thank you very much, Kerry. I have a business where I help companies with their professional needs. So it's basically anything to do with administration, web, or even writing. So there's a wide variety of services. I started with CIBN because I was attracted to the networking concept. It was an outstanding way to find individuals and get them to know me and me know them. And it's worked wonderfully. I did eventually go on other programs, and then I started to help CIBN because I really believe in what's being done. And I'm amazed at how many people she's helped, including me. I went from someone who wasn't able to speak, who had no clients, to somebody who has a calendar full, and I'm looking forward to my next speaking event.
You know, that's pretty awesome, Cheryl. I remember us having this conversation a while back, and Cheryl was in a tight spot. She was thinking about going back and getting a job. And I was like, what? No, you can't. Don't do it. What can we do to help?
Yeah.
And we were able to back her off that ledge. I mean, this is awesome. And go back to, you know, looking for clients and getting them and actually getting some work and getting paid for some work. And Cheryl does a great job too. Wendy Kraft has been with us for a couple of years now. She's one of the first people to join us as we opened up and launched the US market. And tell everybody, what has it been like for you being part of CIBN Connect?
Well, it's been a growth process, Kerry. Learning to really network online and network well and take care of those that you say do one-to-ones with is one thing. Networking in a group that actually has training is a whole nother bird. And so you learn to fly with that. And you learn to fly in formation with those that are better than yourself. So, I've committed myself to help here. And it's really helped me grow as an individual, as someone that's taking the lead. And it's been an awesome opportunity to grow business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been, experiencing some awesome growth and things happening across US, across Canada. We got European groups now. You know, for more than a decade, we were running live and in-person events in one city and then a couple of cities and then 3 cities. And what we were finding was we had this amazing opportunity to help sponsors. And we've like knocked it out of the park for sponsors over the years with more than a decade's experience. And today I want to talk about that because Wendy and Cheryl helped me with the sponsorship program. And we wanted to explain what it is. Like, what is this thing? Because I think when people think about sponsorship, they're thinking about things that they have seen. Like, okay, I'm going to sponsor the Little League team in my community, and I'm going to get my branding maybe on all of their T-shirts. Or maybe they think about sponsorship as I'm going to sponsor this event that's going to run for 1 day or 3 days, and I'm going to get my branding up on the website of this event. So with CIBN Connect, it is so much different than that. Have you guys seen any other branding things that, you know, pop out in your mind as something to compare to this?
Well, when you try to compare things that don't work to something that does, it's really hard to make a comparison, honestly.
And that is true. That is true.
Well, I know one thing that's really important to understand and know is CIBN is working with the sponsors to make them awesome and popular. And a lot of companies just want, you know, payment and then not do anything back or do minimal. But it's all customized just for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was thinking about a big sponsorship thing that happens in my city, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Is they put on the greatest outdoor show on earth, and so they've got a rodeo that happens every summer, and companies line up to buy the covers on the wagons that go around for the rodeo for the chuck wagon races, and they start the bidding at $250,000 for one of these, you know, to have your branding put on the side of the wagon. And over the years, I have looked into that to see, like, you know, what is there any return on that? And it's absolutely zero. There's no return on that at all. It's just bragging rights, you know. And a lot of times sponsorship is like that. So CIBN sponsorship is not that. So I just want to clarify that is not what we're talking about. We're also not talking about sponsoring one event for one weekend or one summit. We're talking about being a sponsor for the entire year. And as you are a sponsor for the entire year, your branding, your stuff like that goes everywhere for the year. But that is the smallest thing that we're doing for you, because I got to be honest, that sucks. I got to tell you, when you buy sponsorship packages and all they're doing is putting your branding up, that is like the lowest level of advertising you can get, because it doesn't work worth beans. It's useless. It only makes you feel good. Okay, so we will let you feel good and put that up there, but that's not the only thing that we're going to do for you. Okay. So first of all, we have a guaranteed return on investment for the sponsorship program. How does that make you feel, Wendy, when you can say to somebody you're talking to about sponsorship that there's a guarantee? How does that make you feel?
Not so good. And I'll tell you why. Because if you hear someone say it's guaranteed, then they're like, bye, right? Because they know that they've never seen that, right? But what makes me feel good is guaranteed by Kerry George. Now that I can bank on, because there's a difference in how she thinks. I know people that work kind of more digitally, and they can put systems together digitally. Kerry can do that. It's a lot of work. But what's special about Kerry is her mind does that. She will put things together until they're absolutely anchored in and they're systematized all the way through, so that the sponsor can be guaranteed not the return, at least twice the return.
3 times.
I know, I didn't want to say that. Okay. So it's like, yes, their name gets out there. Oh, that's fun and dandy. I'm wearing nice clothes in front of everybody, and I spent money. And that's not what this is. So I feel fully confident that I can go out and I can sell the crap out of CIBN sponsorships, because the people are going to make money. You give me a win-win situation, and it's all of a sudden I become this most confident being on earth.
Absolutely.
The offer, right?
I love that win-win-win thing. Actually, I want it to be good for CIBN, but I want it to be good for the sponsor. And I also really want it to be good for the members of CIBN, the people that hear whatever the sponsor's offer is, that it's just a win-win-win all the way across the board. And we can all get excited about getting behind the sponsors. So there are 3 levels of sponsorship for CIBN. Do you ladies remember what they are?
No. I mean, not off the
we often focus on the ambassador level because it's the most popular.
What about the pillar? The
pillar level. Yeah. And then there's the guardian level.
And then the guardian.
So these names are not just names. Think about what these things mean. Pillar, ambassador, guardian of the network of entrepreneurs everywhere. I mean, if you're going to have a sponsor of the network, do you want me to just say the Elephant League? No, we want something that's the pillar of the community, the guardian of entrepreneurs everywhere. That's why they're named these things, because these sponsors have some involvement in the program. And we're looking for business owners that, they love to actually serve entrepreneurs and business owners. We want to be able to get behind them. We want them to be able to get behind us, get behind the members, and it's not very much time involvement. It's very low in time involvement for them. But it has a huge impact because it's word of mouth on steroids. I have a lot of people who say, I like word of mouth advertising. Do you know that I say that? Whose mouth? How do you know they're working? At CIBN Connect, when you become a sponsor, we know they're working because you paid us to move our mouths. So what are some of the things that we do for sponsors? Ladies, do you remember some of the stuff that we actually put out there for them? Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, I do. So we get their logos shown around.
How do we do that?
CIBN. And we do it through we do have the website. We do it in all the groups.
How do we do it in the groups? I want you to be more specific because someone watching this doesn't understand what our groups are. So where are our groups?
We have amazing groups with networking on Facebook groups and
Zoom.
Yeah.
Live in person. Meetings going on Zoom. So the backdrops behind us are changed.
Yeah.
With the sponsor stuff.
Absolutely. We also will, depending on the post or event, if we're trying to advertise, we'll use a picture to promote your business that way. We do
emails. We send out emails.
Promos.
We create the lead generator if you do not have one. If you have one, we actually will use your lead generator. We like you to give us a link or something so you know that the lead comes in from us. If you don't have one, we actually take responsibility for that and get you one so that we can actually, count how many leads we brought in for your business and run promos for it throughout the year. What are some of the other things that we do? Yes, Wendy.
So we give them candy. They like that. I'm just kidding. We meet all the time all over the country on Zoom, okay? But for the sponsors, there may be certain meetings that are more appropriate for them, okay? For instance, and they have access to all of them. They never need to pay a penny for anything. Even the top level events, they're in. No more money, okay? And that doesn't mean we expect them to be at them all. It's part of the reason why they became a sponsor. They don't want to be at every party. But the ones that can bring them the dollars, and not that the others can't, but the ones that are more specified where maybe professionals are listening to those who need help, right? And then the professionals not only can have the access to help that person and get their business, but also they confer one with another, the professionals that are in the same group. They start making deals together and getting business and referral partnerships build that way. So there are many ways that we're always on the lookout. And for instance, if I'm in one-to-ones and I'm not the only CIBN member that does this, and I hear a need that the other person is sharing, well, who am I going to refer out? I'm going to refer out someone from CIBN that can meet them. Another thing I'll do for a sponsor, this is me personally, is if I know I have a good potential for them, I will tell the prospect that, I have someone I want you to meet. He's going to be at the CIBN meeting. Come on in so I can introduce you to, and I'll tell the sponsor the same thing. So this way we're literally helping them grow, as well as all the digital ways. There are certain events in the CIBN that are really tailored toward certain realms. So if somebody's in social media, there's a certain event, and Kerry will bring them in as the top professional, okay, and give advice within that meeting. And those people are there because they're hungry. They have a need in that realm. And it goes on and on and on, inside and outside of those meetings. It's like a pretzel roadmap that she has to bring business to sponsors. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you know, we like to promote our sponsors, but also our members like to use them and promote them, and it's important to understand why. You know, in most networking organizations, there's this thing that's called volunteerism, and people have to do a lot of it as the network is being ran. So if you've ever been part of a weekly business networking event before, where you're meeting the same people over and over again each week, generally you have to show up early. You got to arrange the chairs. You might be involved in interviewing people to join the network. If this is live and in person, you drove over there, you parked your car, you know, you did all this work inside the event, then you afterwards had a meeting. It's half of a day. It's 3-4 hours of your time. And a lot of it has to do with this volunteerism that has to be done. So at CIBN Connect, when we were founded way back in 2012, we decided we didn't want to be those guys. I could see the top 2 reasons that businesses fail is not enough time, not enough money. So if networking is truly an answer for people to get more time and money back, then we got to stop doing that crap. So how do we actually help get it done without having to have all this volunteerism? So what I discovered was we could just do it at head office if we had brought in larger ticket items. So sponsorship became a method of actually head office looking after everything for our members so that they don't have to volunteer. And when the members realized that the sponsors served them that way, they were happy to cancel whoever they were using. In fact, I would say it at meetings. I'd say, look, we got a sponsor who's a plumber in Calgary. It's Sunrise Plumbing. If you live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and you're using another plumber, please stop. Stop now. Use only Sunrise Plumbing. Why? Because they do an excellent job and they're a fabulous family-owned business. But most importantly, they are saving you hours of work every week, week after week after week. And why on God's green earth would you give your business to any other plumber in the city when that is the plumber that is saving you the time and the money? So, and because we were saying that, by the droves, our members were using Sunrise Plumbing and preferring them over every other plumber in the city. So that was a city sponsor. We take city sponsors actually only in 2 cities. We'll take them in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and we'll take them in Raleigh, North Carolina, because we have a good size base of membership there that can actually support the sponsor very quickly and bring a great return on investment. Some of the other levels of sponsorship we have, and that's $6,000 a year to do that sponsorship. And we have a guaranteed ROI of 3 times what you spent in 12 months, or you're free until we hit that number before you're asked to pay again. And typically in the second year, we will double what the return is of what happened in the first year. And it just goes on from there. Some people we've done way more than that. I know with, for example, some of our business coaches and stuff like that had high ticket offers. We've had first year $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 return, depending upon, again, what level they come in. If they're city or if they're regional sponsors, $10,000 a year, and they get a whole region to market themselves to. Or if they are a national sponsor, it's $25,000 a year. We have 500 meetings a year, thousands of business owners coming in every month, seeing this, having the members talk to them, making special connections for them, lots of stuff happening. And you guys have been around and seen some of the sponsors. Do we have pillars and ambassadors and guardians?
Yes, absolutely.
Are they good for the members?
Yeah. And I wouldn't say used, but serving our members, including myself. I've used some of them myself. They're amazing, and I would recommend them without any issues.
You know what? They do a stellar business. When we are looking for sponsors, and the doors are open for sponsorship right now, just want to actually make sure that people who are watching us realize this. You can talk to us about sponsorship, but the first thing we do is we actually vet the sponsor. We spend time with the sponsor and determine if this is a product or service that would be useful to the membership of the network? Do we have the membership base to support them and guarantee the ROI? We won't take them as a sponsor if we don't have that in place. We don't have the link up on the website. You can't go buy a sponsorship package right now and say, okay, I'll take that. No, first we have to have an interview. We got to make sure we do a little bit of research on the company, because we want to make sure that you are a pillar, a guardian, an ambassador, right? We're looking for stellar businesses in the community that have a lot to offer. And let's just talk about a couple of the sponsors that we have. Richard Buchert, Richard and Melody. Yeah. Railgun Marketing. Okay. Answering problems for business owners. They've been with us, by the way, as sponsors. I think it's been 4 or 5 years now. So been with us for a while. They are raved about in the network, and we've made them so busy that they can barely take new clients. They do stuff like set up the CRMs using Infusionsoft Keep for their clients, building out campaigns, email campaigns for their clients, doing a lot of like website and back end work and that kind of stuff. But they're so busy, they can't even take another client. Have you guys ever had the pleasure of hearing Richard or Melody talk about marketing?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. They're very, very impressive, I have to admit. And I followed them on their blog and whatnot. Yeah, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Always willing to serve too.
Yeah. Yeah, from the inside view, taken down from impressive to side by side and meeting you where you are and walking you through where you need to go and explaining the concepts of what it's going to look like and feel like and be like. And when you say, oh, but there's this gap, they go, oh, that's okay, we'll just do this. And you go, oh, that's an easy answer that I wouldn't have come up with on my own. So I love that kind of walk alongside you as a buddy, but a leading buddy. And it's just a very comfortable, encouraging, and confidence building scenario that you know you can get where you want to go with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what makes them impressive. I did want to mention one thing, though, that I thought was extremely important is Kerry's, because she is brilliant when it comes to strategy and being able to find out what would be ideal for your specific business and needs. And that is a very personal and heartfelt way she works, and she works with you. It's amazing. I'm impressed with her so much because she turned my life around. She helped me. I see her helping others, and she's done the same thing. It's not just me. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I love working with business owners, and it's great to see people connecting with others that can really solve problems for them. Like we mentioned, Richard Buchert. Another one is Rael Kelly. And I love that, Cheryl, you said something. He is so knowledgeable and so wise, but he comes right down to the level of whoever he's working with, right? And Rael Kelly is also like this. He is a renowned coach, okay? He's a habits coach. He bills out at more money than most people make in a month. He bills out at like almost by the hour. Like he is crazy expensive, except that he has so much value that if you hire him, you will like 10 times your income. Like it's like amazing. Like I worked with him for a few months when I first started working with him, and we added $20,000 a month to the bottom line within 90 days. Like it was crazy. So he really, helps you reform the way that you think. But what I love about Rael is that he is so down to earth. He just talks to you at the level that you're at. You can start working with someone like that. And he comes around the network and often does stuff for free. Like he just comes in and he talks to people, and you get 5 minutes of his time, and you're like, oh, wow, like he's just so bang on, and like your pen is out, and you're just like, oh my gosh, having one epiphany after another. He dwarfs coaches. Like he is just unbelievable the way he thinks and the way he gets you thinking. and the changes that come and manifest quickly because you've been in the presence of that kind of wisdom. It's just amazing. So we've got some other fabulous sponsors, part of the network, citywide ones, regional ones, national ones. And right now we're even looking for international ones. Again, those are larger. Those are usually like banks and stuff like this. And they come on for a much higher ticket price. And they have programs that they will launch usually for the business community that include things like scholarships and cool stuff like that. So lots of fun, lots of opportunity. We customize the program for the sponsor and also for the members that are going to be receiving the benefits of this, so that we get the best traction. Gals, you got anything else you want to add in your that you want to talk about that we've missed?
The little side benefit, and Cheryl, in a moment, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to share. As a side benefit, just being in these events sometimes where these leaders are talking, imparting to people, you get to hear what they're saying to someone else or what they're saying to you. And you get to hear them in person and glean from that. So there aren't really a lot of networking groups where the top professionals are placed in a dominant position that doesn't feel dominant. It feels supportive. And you get to benefit from that. I love that in CIBN for all its members.
I agree, and it happens in networking groups as well. I mean, everybody's respectful. Their community is what CIBN is. We're helping each other grow.
That's brilliant, actually. I never even really thought about that before, but that is absolutely right, because I've been in those groups. I've gone into a group where there's some big wig talking, and it has this feeling of superiority, and that is true. Thank you for helping us to articulate that, Wendy, because when you're with some of these, I mean, their minds are just amazing, and you're in the presence of greatness, but you don't feel like you're being talked down to, and that is incredibly important. Awesome. Anything else that you ladies would like to add? I know Cheryl had something on her mind.
Yeah, feel free to contact us. Kerry's put the contact info there. We'll set up a meeting with you. We'll just walk through and see if this is a good fit for you. And if not, we may have something else that would help you. No harm, no foul. Great.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm looking forward to meeting you, learning about your business, and seeing if this is something that might be of a benefit to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I as well love to meet with the business owners. Usually Wendy or Cheryl have a preliminary conversation about this. And then they come back to me with the ideas, and we look up the company and we make sure that we have a really good plan in place before we go forward with sponsorship, because we are guaranteeing the ROI. And that means that, our name and reputation is going on the line. So we want to make sure that we can actually keep the promises that we make. So the sponsorship process isn't like, well, here's your link, sign up right now, drop 10 grand. It's more along the line of, we're going to have a conversation with a group, with one of us first. There's going to be some vetting done. Then some customization is going to be discussed. And then the sponsor is given the terms of payment if they want to make monthly payments or if they want to do it in one chunk. And then we also have to look at what is the guarantee that we're going to put on the bottom line here, and then how will we deliver this, and then we begin. And we start rolling the stuff out. An announcement is made to the network that this is a new sponsor. These are the services that they offer. We start collecting things like their logos and their information, their bios, all this kind of stuff. We book them in for some speaking engagements across the network. Those are kind of the beginning steps. And then we have some more exciting things that are added along the way, video footage and different things that we do. But the idea is we're going to be representing that sponsor for at least a year. So we want to be, making sure we got all the pieces in place that we can continue to do that. By the way, our sponsorship program has some of the highest retention, probably in the industry. We have sponsors that have been with us for more than 10 years. So paying that every year, excited to do it because they're getting a great return on investment, and we make them famous in the network. So they, it gives a great feeling when you walk into a room and everybody knows who you are, whether that be live or online. Well, ladies, thank you for joining me today to talk about the sponsorship program and all the things that we offer with that. And there's more that we can't even pack into this time, but I want to just, say we wanted to get it out there and let people know that this exists, because it is a great offer and a huge opportunity. And if it doesn't turn out to be the right one for you, like Wendy was saying, there's something else that we might be able to move you into once we discover what your needs are. And we would just encourage you to reach out to us. I've been putting our emails on the bottom there for everybody so that you can kind of see them. You can reach out through email to any one of us and ask your questions. And we would be happy to help you and get back to you and see, what could be done to help you with your business. So happy capitalism.
Happy capitalism.
Happy capitalism. We'll see you, ladies. Thanks, Kerry. See you, Cheryl.
Kerry.